Hi ladies and gentlemen, we're on lesson 6-8, multiplication principle. Make sure you're looking for the learning target, watching the video all the way through, rewatching as needed and taking notes, and coming to class with those questions that you may have. Okay, the multiplication principle. The multiplication principle uses multiplication to find the number of ways two or more events can occur. If you have one event that can occur in a certain number of ways, say m, and for each of these ways a second event can occur in n ways, then the number of ways that these two events can occur together is m times n. The multiplication principle can be extended to three or more events. We're going to be looking at this as we proceed. At a picnic lunch, you can choose one sandwich and one salad. The choices include the following: a veggie burger, a hamburger, tuna sandwich, garden salad, a fruit salad. How many different picnic lunches are possible? You could make a tree diagram, or you can use the multiplication principle. So according to the multiplication principle, we look at each event. The first event possible we have is three sandwiches, right? We have the veggie, the hamburger, and the tuna fish. The second event is two salads. We have the garden salad or the fruit salad. So we can take our events for each possible outcomes for each event and multiply. So 2 times 3. We have 6 different picnic lunches that are possible. Make sure you're pausing as you need to make sure you're getting the video, notes, and questions you might have down. Okay, so let's do some practice. We have a set of all possible outcomes for an experiment is known as the sample space. So this is a pretty important piece of information, and my pen's not going to help you very much there. Let's see if I pull up a different color. And let me go with the highlighter. Okay, this will stand out. So all of this is what you want to make sure you get into your notes for sure, because it's talking about a sample space, and you will hear me talk about sample space. So, okay. For using the multiplication principle, you will roll a number cube, so like a die, and then you're going to randomly draw a marble from a bag. There is one marble for each of the following colors: red, blue, green, and yellow. Use the multiplication principle to find out the number of different outcomes. So how many numbers do we have on the die? That's right, we have 6 possible numbers. And then how many different types of marbles do we have? We have 4 different marbles. So our total number of possible outcomes is going to be 24. So there are 24 different possible outcomes. Make sure you pause as you need to again and write down your examples. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, more practice. More than 2 events. What are we going to do? So if we are going to roll a cube, we're going to draw the marble from the bag, and we're going to flip the coin. Oops, wait, let me erase this so we can, okay, flip the coin. We can use the multiplication principle to find out the number of outcomes possible. How many events do we in fact have? So we have 3 events, right? We have the number cube, we've got the marble, and we're going to flip a coin. How many possible outcomes for each? So for the cube, we have 6. For the marble, this time we only have 3. We have red, blue, and yellow, so we have 3. And a coin, you have heads or tails. So we can multiply these. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 times 2 is going to be 36 possible outcomes. Looking for my little eraser so I can... Okay. Finding probability. We tend to look at it as P event, so whatever the event is that we're looking to find, just be inside of this parentheses. So the probability of the event in the parentheses occurring. So for our example, we'll be looking for P correct code. So the probability of the correct code happening. So we have a car security system, and the access code for the car system consists of a 4-digit number. You randomly are entering 4 digits. What is the probability that you will choose the correct code? There is something here to ponder and think about. how many correct codes will there be for us to get into the car? Right, there's going to be one. So sometimes we're not given information, but we need to think about it so we can come up with an answer. First, we need to find the different number of codes. So if we have 4 digits, and so how many digits between 0 and 9? There's 10, because we got to count 0. And we have 4 of these, correct? So each time I go to hit the next number, I have those same possibilities of 0 through 9. So I have 10 possibilities in each. So if I'm going to use my multiplication principle, I can see that there are going to be 1,000 different possibilities for this code. So then I need to find the probability that I'm going to choose the right code. Well, again, how many codes are going to be correct? 1. How many possible? 1,000. So we have 1. Oh no, it is 10,000. I was correct. I just didn't write enough zeros because I have 5 there. So I have 1 in 10,000 chance of actually getting the right code. So the answer is 1 in 10,000. And you can see that I'm really slow at writing these. Okay. Again, make sure you're watching the videos, taking the notes, looking for the learning target. So when you come into class, when you come to me, I can ask if you've seen the video and we can talk about that to explain and help you understand better. Okay, so what was the learning target? What parts of the video do you need to rewatch, and what questions do you have? Thank you for watching.